Hans, thanks so much for being here today. And before we get going, I want to congratulate you. This is Arteric's first year as a member of MM&M's Agency 100. I know this has changed your life in huge and important ways, but congratulations. Give us sort of a state of the union for healthcare marketing, particularly as it pertains to engaging with brands, one of the things that Arteric does so well.
Probably the most pressing problem that we face today is that there's a significant mismatch between the way brands are communicating, what they're writing, and the way their audience is searching for them. And there's this great story that this analogy I like to tell, and it's a surfing analogy, right? So imagine you're out on the waves and you're going to surf, and so you're in the lineup. If you paddle into the wave too soon, you're going to get crushed on the inside, and it takes forever to get back out, and you miss all the opportunity. If you paddle in too late, the wave just goes by and you miss all the opportunities. So the challenge is to match your speed to the speed of the opportunity to the wave. And when you do that, it's this magical thing. You get all of that, what surfing is all about, and all that opportunity. So what we want to do in healthcare marketing today is accelerate the sort of collect, analyze, execute cycle so we can take more shots on goal and be in position to better reflect the way our audience is actually searching for our information in the content and messaging that we're producing. A lot of the work that we do today is helping brands compress that cycle so that they can more quickly sort of identify all the ways that the audience is searching for them, thinking about them, talking about them, and then create content faster to match that need.
Give us an example of this at work, whether it's something you worked on directly or something that you've seen.
The emergent and most important example is browserless interfaces and voice interfaces, right? So you got Alexa, Google Home, Siri, and voice search in Google. And so something like 24% of physicians in the United States now use a voice assistant in their professional life. 40% of homes today have a voice assistant in their home, an Alexa or some other device. And the challenge there is that when somebody asks a question of their device, or they query their device for an answer, there's only one answer that's given back, because our working memories are really small. So imagine if your Alexa was like, here's answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, answer 4. By answer 3, you'd have no idea what it was talking about. And so it's only going to give you one answer. In a world where the device only gives you one answer, which is way different than we have in search today, you need to be way more authoritative as a brand, and you need to be much more reflective of the way the question was asked so that your answer would be served up in that environment. And so, when we look at that, it brings us immediately to the challenge of how do we identify every question ever asked of a brand, and then how do we accurately answer those questions? And that's where sort of the machine learning, artificial intelligence come into play, because it helps us to analyze much larger sets of data so that we can connect more effectively with our audiences.
What are some of the strategies that you have that have worked so far in terms of working with maybe some of the more reluctant, some of the people who are at the pre-infancy, so to speak?
I think the number one way to do it is to talk about the value that's going to be created and the deliverables and what revenue you're going to drive, or what sort of key actions, what kind of conversions, what kind of engagement you're going to drive, and focus less on the fact that you're going to use machine learning or artificial intelligence to do it. Don't talk about how you're going to make the sausage. Talk about how great the sausage is going to be, and then use real world examples. I mean, we're fortunate to have started this in 2016, and so we have multiple sort of case studies, but we don't talk about the technology, we talk about the output.
The road ahead, let's say we're having this conversation again a year from now. What do you expect to be telling me about some of the topics that we've talked about?
It's a world where we're doing a much better job matching the content and messaging we're producing to the specific way that HCPs, consumers, payers are seeking that information. And I think that's going to happen faster than we think. And I think that there's a lot of vendors in the ecosystem today that are really hyper-focused on that and creating these personalized experiences. And I think it's going to be a remarkable change for all of us.
How do you drive this in a way to not just build your business, but help clients, help other organizations that you're working with?
The way that we pull it across the line is, we're just so curious and we're so excited about doing this that introducing these ideas to new clients has been a remarkable experience for us. What it does for us is we're able to sort of identify the cookie cutter approaches that sort of the bigger competitors are taking, and then sort of deconstruct those and then bring in sort of new bespoke thinking for each brand. And I think they get a lot of results out of it. So for us, that's super exciting.